So I want to talk about how I went from being told you will never have what it takes to do high fashion runway to me walking and closing out sold out shows and getting the opportunity to walk for some of New York Fashion Week's most coveted designers. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to discuss how to become a signed model in 2023 and what I wish I knew going into the industry. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the chase early on in the video actually. So if you want to become a signed professional model and be represented and get contracts and get that money, make what you usually make in 2 weeks, in a month, in a day's worth of work. It is achievable and it is there. So I would first of all start with looking up the top agencies in your city. And if you have any models that you look up to, usually in their bio, they're gonna have an @ and say what agency is representing them. So, and apply to those agencies. Now, when you apply to those agencies, they're going to have the steps of how to submit to their agencies. It's usually the same all across all agencies. You start with digitals. Now, when you send these digitals, you do not want to be how I am now. You don't want to be all glammed. You don't want to be wearing extensions. You don't want to be wearing fake eyelashes. You want to wear no makeup to limited makeup. I just did no makeup because they don't want to see how you design yourself. You're supposed to be a blank canvas. Now, maybe this is something that makes you uncomfortable, but I would definitely recommend just doing it, putting yourself out there and waiting for a response, And if you get told no, just remember one of the world's most famous models, Giselle Bündchen, was denied, I think it is at 40 agencies. I could be wrong, but I just know she was rejected by several agencies. And we just have to take into consideration she's one of the most highest paid models. She's actually considered an Uber model. So if Giselle could get rejected at several places, you can also hear no as well. So yeah, you want to send, no makeup. I would definitely recommend wearing black, like a black tube top, a black tank top, black jeans or leggings and heels. So take your digitals. They usually want front on, profile. They're gonna want a quarter view of you. They're gonna want full body and they're gonna want half body. And if you could get like a close up, and they will give you details of how to apply. And you just email them and wait for a response. Sometimes agencies do have open calls, but that is a great way to avoid getting scammed and working with reputable agencies. Another way that you can apply is through Modelscom, and I can also make sure to link that because I don't know what city or state you're in. So I can also make sure to link that underneath here, like in the summary info area. But yeah, Models.com will give you access to a bunch of, top agencies throughout the nation. So yeah, that is the go-to way, to become a signed model. You have to be submitting yourself to agencies. You will not get booked for anything if you're not submitting yourself. I know a lot of times, models get scouted, and scouting is another great way. So if you're not sure what scouting is, it's whenever a model scout is looking or just happens to come across you in public. And this really sucks, but one thing I've noticed with a lot of models is that, and speaking for myself as well, all of this is going to be from, my personal life and what I've gone through. People don't jump on it fast enough when a scout scouts you. They're not waiting forever. I wouldn't be scared. I would just do research on that scout, the agency, company, or artist they're representing. If they're legit, I would definitely set up a meeting. Definitely make sure that, you bring someone with you. You never want to go alone to some of these encounters because you just never know. There's just so many, horror stories out there. But yeah, so scouting is definitely a way. I would definitely say jump on it. That's one of my biggest regrets, is not responding quick enough to scoutings, but I was super young and not too familiar with the industry. Now, I want to talk about things that I did wrong and wish I could go back and change, and hopefully you don't do this. So I went to a casting call when I was 19 years old. The casting director honestly just really didn't want to give me the opportunity, but that's fine, you know. One thing you have to remember, it's never like the be all end all. People in the industry are still people at the end of the day. So, you know, sometimes they don't see your potential or they're having a bad day. With this certain casting director, he refused to look at any of the digitals I brought. And he also told me I was 5'3". For people who know me, I'm not 5'3". I'm 5'7" 3/4 actually. I'm not super tall, but I am tall enough. And he pretty much just discouraged me and told me I did not have what it takes to be a model, which was just, you know, shattering for me because I had so much freelance work at the time. I continued to freelance, but I did start doubting myself just because of one rejection. So if this is your dream and this is something you want, don't be like me and wait years just because you got one rejection. Rejection is part of the game. It's like any job or anything you do in life. It's not always going to be yes, and that's something that we can move past because this is our dream, right? But yeah, so don't let one no get to you. Don't let it discourage you. It's not the be all end all. There's so many different kinds of modeling. There's runway, there's print, there's commercial. There is just so many avenues. So that is one thing I wish I did different. And another thing I want to also mention, getting signed is only just the beginning of everything. You have to also get booked. To be booked, you do have to have a pretty available schedule. I honestly really believe that in everything that we do, to achieve success, you do need time and you need consistency, and you have to just keep going. So I think whenever I started with my agencies, I applied to like every single job I was working with my schedule. So that wasn't really a lot. Then I started honestly just like applying to every single job that was sent my way, even if it wasn't correlating with my schedule. And I think within that month, I started getting booked. So you definitely have to have an open schedule because it is the entertainment industry. It's not ran on like the 9 to 5. So that is definitely another thing that might be an issue. But again, if it's something you really want, you will make it happen. But I definitely wish I knew about the time dedication. Now, speaking about time, time is of value. Now, when you are a model, people will want to waste your time. So you have to be very, very, very careful on who you spend your time with. At first, I feel like, you know, it might be intriguing for people to be around like celebrities or, you know, speak with like agency owners, directors, producers. I honestly feel like if someone's not offering you a job up front, you are wasting your time speaking with them. Like, unless that's what you want to do. If you want to be someone's arm candy, I mean, that's your prerogative. But if you're looking to work as a model, get signed, get put on contract, people usually let you know up front if they're going to be offering you a job or a contract. If not, don't let people waste your time because time is of the essence, especially in this industry. You can have a month of endless work and then you can have 2 months of not getting any work, just depending on how you're being marketed, if clients are looking for your specific look. I would also definitely recommend getting signed to multiple agencies. When you get signed to an agency, like your first one, that's your mother agency. Now, once you have a mother agency, you do want to branch out, right? Because I'm assuming most of us are getting into this industry. We're not just doing it to work in our hometown. We want to go to all the major cities. We want to travel abroad. So getting signed is honestly just the beginning of this journey. You do have to keep working. You do have to keep putting yourself out there. Now, I also want to talk about age. So when I was first starting in this industry, or I wanted to get into it, I kept telling myself, oh my gosh, I'm too old. By the time I was like 18, I was already feeling like I should have started when I was 14. And then when I was 21, I was like, I should have started when I was 18. And then when I was 23, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm too old. And then at 24, I'm like, I still have what it takes. And boom, I'm signed. No more freelance. Models come in all shapes, all ages, all sizes. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is just keep putting yourself out there. If this is really your dream, don't take no for an answer. Just use it as motivation. Remember, if Giselle can take no, you can also take no. There are going to be so many limitations in this industry in life, and you just have to overcome it and find the places where you fit in. I think that if this is something you want to do, you should aspire to it. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments and I will answer them as best as I possibly can. Thank you so much, guys, for meeting with me again this week. I hope to see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Bye.